Today I'm going to talk about my journey with ME, otherwise known as chronic fatigue. 30 years ago I woke up and my life was never to be quite the same again. I had a virus. I'd been perfectly healthy before that and nobody could tell me what this virus was. I had this clamp feeling on my head and I couldn't hear outside my head. It's like I had my head in water. And I had this pounding headache and my muscles hurt and I was fatigued. And this went on for 3 months and nobody could tell me what it was. I felt like I was going crazy until I met a doctor that said to me, it's ME. And he took me to Bart's Hospital in London and then I went there. And even though you can't have a test to diagnose you, it was there that I found a wonderful doctor that started supporting me within this journey and talked to me about grading exercise, pacing, and that was the beginning of having to change my life, even though it took many years until I listened. The symptoms of ME are fatigue, muscle pain, fogginess in the head. Often I say I feel like an off potato. It sounds crazy, but I feel like I've gone off. I can't think straight. I'm writing a novel and so many days I go up to write because I really want to turn up for it. But it's like all my thoughts are ice skating on a ring. Because ME is an invisible illness, it's very hard for people, even close to you, to understand fully. And this is very much going out to people that have it and helping them cope with it, because I've had to work out a lot of strategies to actually live with it over the 30 years. And also to say I understand, and there's lots of other illnesses as well. It's not just ME, there's lots of them out there where even loved ones find it really hard to understand. 1 minute you're okay and the next minute you can't even move out of bed. And it's not just normal tiredness. Often people say to you, oh, I know, I understand, we're all tired at that time of the year. And I'm like, no, it's not a normal fatigue. It's not like, oh, I'm just tired, I think I've got to go to bed. You can't get up. Your whole body hurts, even to touch it. And you just literally, you haven't got the energy to go and make a cup of tea. You just can't. You get up and it feels like you're running a marathon. And you go to bed and you wake up and you pray you're going to feel better the next day, but you don't. And then that gets really frustrating after 5 days on the trot, maybe 6. And you still feel like you haven't had any sleep at all. And it's so difficult when people don't understand and you have to cancel things. I can't really fully arrange things because I never know how I'm going to feel. So somebody might ask me to a party in a week's time. I can't say yes, even though I do, because I'm so naturally spontaneous. So I'll jump up if I'm feeling good and I'll go, yes, I'm going to be there. How exciting. So if I want to be there, then for the next 5 days, I can't go out any other evening. I have to go to bed really early. Now, because there's no cure, you have to find a way that you can manage a normal life. And this is the way I've done it. And you can. It's really, you do need support. But you really need support from yourself more than anything else. And the first thing I'll say is pacing. Pacing is everything. And when I first got told by the doctors to pace, I couldn't do it. I found it too boring because I'd rather be running around and having a great time, and then I crashed. And the adrenaline, that's another thing, the adrenaline, just your body doesn't seem to be able to turn it off. It's very interesting. However fatigued I am, I'm also feel like I'm really fidgety because I've still got this adrenaline coursing through my body. What is pacing? Pacing is managing your energy. If you do something for an hour, then you need to rest for an hour. So it's on, off. So you're always keeping balanced. And one of the good things to do is either go to a yoga pose, meditation, or just asleep, but anything that's going to switch your body off. And then you start again. And this is why it's very hard for ME people to have a normal life, because you have to pace. You can't just go from one thing to another like most people can, and that is very hard to live with sometimes. For example, you can't do a 9-to-5 job because you can't work 9 to 5. You can't tell your boss in the office or wherever you are, I've just got to go and lay down again every hour. They wouldn't have it. So you have to structure your life very differently to how other people do. I think if anything it's taught me is to have an inner peace, because somebody might be going off to that party and you have to stay at home, or they're going out for the day and it's a beautiful sunny day and you can't get out of bed. Another big key to it, don't get frustrated, because it is frustrating, but you have to learn to go with it and not fight it. And I'd say most likely one of the things I found the most hardest through the 30 years of having ME is I'd fight it. It did not suit me. No, I wasn't going to have ME. I didn't go to groups. I'm so into not labelling. I didn't even tell anyone I had ME. In fact, even myself, I tell myself, you don't have ME. You're not ill, you're fine. But all I did then was cause a rift between myself and a fight between myself. And one of the best things I ever did was when I let go and I accepted and I let go and I thought, just tell me what I've got to learn from this. And I began my spiritual growth and it became stronger and stronger. And one day I pray that it will leave, but maybe I've still got more to learn.